Hello everybody, my name is Khaled Siddiqui, and in this video I'm going to introduce to you a TASCAM audio recorder, which is a stereo audio recorder. Even though I did show you this one earlier, but this one was monaural audio recorder, it wasn't stereo. This one is stereo, and I'm going to show you how to use it. This is going to be an honest review. It hasn't been sponsored by anyone. It's an unbiased, honest review and tutorial. So here's how we use this. So this is a standalone battery operated audio recorder, which you can take to different places. It's like portable. You can take it to concerts if they allow you. Obviously you can't record a concert without permission, or home music, parties and what have you. And yeah, so let's open it up and show you how it works and everything. I'm using this to record off of my keyboard as a background music for my channel, because every time when I like a background music, it's copyrighted music and I can't use it. So when I go to find free music, it's hardly enjoyable. It's like free music. What do you expect, right? Okay, so let's see. So this is the box. That's all I get in the box. Here it shows you what should be included. The cords are not included, you have to buy them separately, and you could plug it into your computer to transfer data. So everything is basically self-explanatory. The connection is USB 2.0. It takes SDXC, it has its own speaker, extended battery life, and it records 24-bit 96 kilohertz. It records WAV or MP3. What else do you want? I mean, it's the best of all worlds compacted in one little unit. Okay, so the unit comes with 3 AA batteries, and the batteries are included. It comes with it. So let's put the batteries in and see what we get. You slide it this way, and then you make sure that this little cloth tab is at the bottom of the battery, because that's the only way you can safely eject the battery when you need to replace it. The batteries are alkaline, non-rechargeable battery. So you put it in, make sure the polarity is correct. The wrong polarity could damage your product, any product. If you put the batteries incorrectly, you could damage it. Now, this also comes with it. This is for to put it here, basically right there where the tripod mount is. You put it there, and it kinda lift it from the table surface. Like if you want to record like this, it gives it some elevation, gives it a little bit like angle. Let me show it to you from a different angle. So basically, instead of being like this, it gives it a little bit angle like that. So that's basically what it does. Now, why that's important? Because if you are recording in a wedding or in a high noise environment, the tables will be vibrating. Wherever you put this, it will be vibrating. So this is like a shock absorbent, sort of a vibration stopper. Even though the vibration could get through this, but it's not as bad as if you just put this without any of these available. Okay, so that's something that they throw in. It's just a piece of rubber, nothing special. Okay, now first of all, I'm going to introduce to you all the buttons, and then I will turn it on and move on and tell you what each button does. This jack is line out port. Line out port means you can use this to output the sound from this when you're playing it back, or if you're recording live, or you could use a headphone to hear what you're recording live or what you have already recorded if you're playing it back. So this is not only for playing it back, it's also good for live recording monitoring. Okay, this is as you know, this takes 2 external microphones. Remember, these are monaural microphone, mono, and it takes both the standard XLR, the standard XLR port, or one of these type of thing. But make sure it's a mono. Not this is a stereo, so this is not good. it has to be mono. I don't think I have any monos here handy to show it to you, but you know what I mean. It cannot be, yeah, this is a mono right there. So you must use one of these like that, or an XLR. So either one will be used if you want to use a smaller port microphone, or 3.5 millimeter mic, or if you want to use the standard mic. But each are mono. I repeat, mono, not stereo. Each one is not stereo. That's why it says right and left. I mean left and right. Okay. So now let's talk about the external microphone. If it has, if the external input is line level, that means the signal is already amplified. So basically, you are recording a signal from another audio source, from the output line out of another audio device or an amp or something, meaning it's already amplified. So you have to put this in line mode if you're using this. Now, when will this come in handy? This comes in handy if you're like in a concert and you want to record through, not through the microphones, and you want to record through the line. Then what you do is you take to right and left from this and put it to the output of the amp mixer, the amplifier mixer. Basically, the auxiliary out or line out of the mixer comes to this right and left, and then you put this online to get good recording level. Now, if you want to use standard dynamic microphone, you put it in mic if you're hooking up mics here. If you want to put it on a phantom powered condenser microphone, you put it in mic plus phantom. Remember, if your mic is dynamic microphone and if you accidentally put it on phantom, you will destroy your mic, because when you put it on mic phantom power, this will put out 48 volts DC. It will, basically damage your microphone, because the dynamic microphones they're made out of a coil and magnet, and they don't have transistors like condenser microphones do. So keep that in mind. So that's what that is. Okay, so I'll leave it at mic because I don't want to damage the mic. Now, hold is simply to hold the buttons from being pushed accidentally, like same as saying lock. Some units have lock, some have hold. So that's what that is. And input level, this is a no-brainer. When you excuse me, when you choose line or mic, and if you see the feed is too high and the bars are maxing out here, then you can reduce the input level to lower it. Okay. Again, this is for wired remote control. Remember, this is not a wireless remote. That's a wired remote control. So it's why is this camera not auto-focusing? Okay. Anyways, so yeah, that's a wired remote control. So keep that in mind. Now, this is USB port not only for hooking it up to a computer and syncing it to record whatever is in your SD card. This will act as a mass storage device when you hook this up to the USB. This will also act as an audio capture or audio device in your computer, like a sound card, for example. So basically, you could hook this to the computer and use this to capture live and record it in your computer real time. That's a major plus. The older model, which was TASCAM 40 without the X, the one without the X did not have this feature, and the USB port on the one without the X was not micro USB, it was mini USB. This is micro USB. Keep in mind that cable is not going to work here, and you don't want to put that cable here and damage your unit. The SD card is not micro SD. It's a full standard, full size SD card. And make sure you get one that's highly rated. You don't want to get one that's cheap, because then it will not be performing correctly. So get one that's rated with a decent. As a matter of fact, I am gonna put this one because I already had some recordings on this one. They're the same exact one. It's just a different card I'm gonna put. Okay, so that is that. Now, these are the actual microphones. These microphones will fold out like this, and the distance between these will record stereo, right and left stereo. So the more distance between the microphones, the better stereo feeling you will get. The pickup will be more stereophonic instead of mono. Now, these are okay for indoors like this, but if you're going outdoors, you must buy you know, what do you call it, wind screen, or I should say foam or wind blocker or windshield, whatever you want to call it, you need to add those wind screens. Now let me show you one that I have. Okay, so I have these guys. Now these, even though the little you know, opening seems to be way too small, they stretch. They stretch and they give you a very good shield all around, like that. Let me zoom out a little bit, it's too much zoomed in. Okay, so same thing with the other one. I bought these off of eBay and they were like 99 cents each, believe it or not. There you go. Without these wind shields, good luck. Good luck. You will get so much wind noise. Okay? So these are like 50 cents each on eBay. Just make sure to measure the inner diameter, outer diameter. Nothing special. There's nothing special about these. Okay. By the way, this I ordered it from a website on eBay from China, so it took me a month to get these. If you get it locally, they might be like $3-4 each. I mean a set. But yeah. Okay. So now let's talk about all the buttons in the front face and all the controls and what have you. So to turn it on, you have to press and hold the power button. Press and hold and then let go. And you know, it goes through its own ritual and it's turned on. Now let's talk about all these little features and what have you and all the functionalities. First, I'm going to go to menu and show you what this is. Right now, because this is brand new, there's a screen protector in the front, which I'm going to remove and show you so you can see the screen better. Hold on a second. There you go. This is the screen protector that came with it, since this was a brand new unit. Now let's talk about different things. So record settings. You go first. This is how you select items, like this, up and down. You select items, and then when you want to go to an item, you press enter to enter that menu item. Now when we are here, we have to choose the format. The format is currently chosen. Excuse me. Currently WAV is chosen. Now you could change this if you wanted to. You could change it to change it, by the way, to change it you click enter and then you go up and down from here, whatever you want to do. So WAV 24-bit is pretty decent. 16-bit is also not bad. WAV is a very good high quality. Remember, WAV doesn't have compression. If you're choosing MP3 or any other format, you're talking about high compression rate. So this will take a lot of space in your SD card. Keep in mind, if you use MP3, the compression will push the file size down and it will not fill up your SD card as quickly. So there are good things and bad things about each one, depending which one you want. So currently I have chosen this one. So let's see the other options that it's available. Okay, the other one is BWF 24-bit, 16-bit, and then we have, let's see, WAV 16, 24, and then we have MP3 32, MP3 64, MP3 96, MP3 128, 192, 256, 320. Okay, now MP3 320 is a very decent sound quality. Despite the compression, you are not going to be too disappointed. So keep that in mind. Even though it has a compression, but the quality at 320K will be lovely. Now, if you can afford to record WAV, if your SD card is big enough, then I don't recommend any compression. Just go full blown WAV and choose 24-bit or 16-bit. 24 is the highest. WAV 24-bit is the highest quality you can get out of this in WAV format. Okay, now let's go to sample. Now sample rate is 48,000 per second. The sample rate means how much information in each second it's getting from the sound signal. 48,000 times per second is a lot. It's good. So, but you could change it to 44, and 96. So that's, if you choose 96, that's very high. So 48, it's high definition audio right there. So depends how much quality you want. Okay, so this is the tracking. If you can turn it on, or 5 minutes, or you could 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and 60 minutes, or you could turn it off and leave it at one track only. If you don't, if the file size will be big, but low cut I recommend. Low cut is low frequency cut. It's currently off. What does this mean when low cut is off? This means if you are recording outdoors and there is like thunderstorm and the clouds make the low noise, that will be completely loud. If the car is passing by from a distance, it will be annoying. So you have to cut the low, and you can choose at what rate you want to cut the low. So the off is all the way at the bottom. If you press plus, you could go at 40 hertz, you could go at 80 hertz, you could go 120 hertz, 220 hertz, and so on. I don't recommend cutting 220 hertz because that's audible range. People talk at that frequency, but 40 hertz is a good one because this is way low frequency. You don't want that. So I recommend leaving the low cut on. Okay, I didn't leave it on because I'm leaving everything default right now. I don't want to confuse you. Okay, pre-record is a no-brainer. Before recording, it will record a chunk, and if you want, you could choose on or off, but just leave it off if you don't have to worry about it. Okay, auto record mode is like you could control the recording. When the signal is given to it, it will automatically record, or if you don't want to do that. So that is auto record on and off, and mark each recording is as a new file, or you could have a recording as marking on the existing file. So those are the things you can do. Let me turn that off because I want to leave it default settings. Okay, level, you could change the level. Minus means lower level, and as you go plus, it will mean higher level. So you could change that if you wanted to. I don't recommend auto tone. I did try it. It was annoying. Before a recording, there will be like a beep, and you don't want that. It's annoying. I don't like it. The tone, duration is currently 1 second. It's off currently. It's not gonna record any tones, but it's at 1 second if I were to turn it on. And then you could change it to higher duration tones. And then the tone level is -18 decibels. You can increase it or decrease it. Not recommended. I don't recommend. Now, for each person, the case is different. For some people, maybe this is a lifesaver. They want the tone. So, in every scenario, you have to see what your situation is. Okay, so now let's talk about record modes. Okay, I'm not done with the menu yet. Before then, I'm gonna go to record modes. Okay, so play settings. In play settings, you hit enter. Okay, when you repeat a play continuously, or you could say the area of a folder, you could let it play the contents of one folder, all files if you wanted to play all files. Currently it doesn't have any playlists. You could choose playlists, or you could say repeat continuously, or you could say repeat a single one, or you could say repeat once and not again, or you could say repeat all of it. So these are the things. These are only for playback. Okay, so keep that in mind. Okay, and now this is when you press forward and backwards, you could choose how many seconds you wanted to go forward and backwards. Those are the seconds. Jump forward, how many seconds? Jump backwards, how many seconds? In playback. Okay, so let's say you're playing a file and you want to go rewind. So this is how much it will jump back. This is how much it will jump forward. You can change it. Okay, so that's that. Let's go back to menu. Input output settings. IO means input output, okay, or interface settings. So you click OK. Now level mode is manual. What's the level mode? Means the level of your input will be controlled manually here. If you leave this to automatic, then this will, I don't recommend automatic. If you're a professional, don't choose automatic, because sometimes you want to pick up some sound. Let's say you're shooting some kind of a wildlife and you're trying to get the sound of that creature, and if you choose auto, when that creature is barely making a sound, this will increase the volume and you will have so much white noise, it will be crazy. So keep it manual. Okay, speaker is on and off. Currently it's set to on, but you can turn it off. What is speaker? This is the speaker right here. When you're playing it back, you could hear. You don't necessarily have to have a headset to play back. This speaker is good enough. You could play it back through the speaker. Whatever you have recorded, you could play back. And currently it's on. If you turn it off, there will be no sound coming out of the speaker. So why would you turn it off? That beats me. Oh yeah, you would probably want to turn it off if you want to listen privately and into the earphone without this. So that's maybe when you want to turn it off. Let's say you're in an airplane or in a crowded area where you don't want your nosy partner to listen to what you're listening to. Okay, now this is the play EQ equalizer. You can turn it on or off. That's up to you. Let's see. You could treble is high frequency control, and you could increase it or decrease it, or you could turn it off. So that's not bass. That's okay. Level alignment. You could turn it on or off. That means, like, for example, if your sound is too high on this one is too low, it will level it out. Like more like balance, automatic balance, more like that. Okay, so that's the menu for input output settings. Okay, browse is a no-brainer. Whatever you have recorded, it's like browsing through what you have recorded already. So new folder you can make, you can create a new folder, go to existing folder, basically that's what that is. Okay, so those are all the menu settings. Now let's go to record modes. Okay, let's go exit from here. All right, so now if I were to record, there are two types of recording settings. One is that you press the record button, it goes to pre-record blinking, and then press again to record. The other one is you just press and it'll start recording. Now the pre-record is good for you to check your levels and make sure everything is good. But it's kind of risky, because what if you forgot to press the actual record and then you lose the thing, That's why you have to be careful. You have to be careful not to put this in the standby record, I should say. So if I'm recording right now, see, this is standby. It's blinking. It's not recording. It's just giving me the sound. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to record my voice from this, so you can see what kind of quality this picks up versus my professional, audio products. Okay, my voice is being recorded through these channels right now. So whatever you're listening is through those channels, not from the other microphone. As you can see, it's being recorded, and I'm not even maxing it out. I'm basically dancing within minus 20 decibels and minus 12 decibels. So I should be safe and good. And I'm gonna twist this around so you can get a feeling of stereophonic recording. So if you're listening in stereo, you will see the difference, because this right here is recording monaural, not stereo. Okay, so now I'm gonna stop this and go back to my normal mic. Okay, so I stopped the recording there. All right, let's talk about these other recording modes. Okay, the current recording mode is stereo, because I'm using these microphones and obviously they're recording in stereo. The source of my current recording is internal stereo microphones. Now I could change the source. If I first of all, if I were to change the mode from stereo to mono, I could just go there. Okay, so that's dual recording. The dual recording is gonna save you, because if someone basically it's recording one at a lower level, the other one at a higher level. So if your sound is peaking out, if someone is yelling or talking too loud, then you have a second recording at -6 decibels. So you have two channels of recording. If one maxed out, you can choose the second audio level. That's what dual recording is. This is an important feature, so think about that, how important that is. All right. So stereo, you could choose mono. You could choose mono means both channels in your post-production, both right and left channels will have the same signal, not unique signals as stereo would be. It doesn't mean, mono doesn't mean that you will have only one channel sound. Okay. All right. So sources, stereo, internal stereo. If you choose stereo but you change the source, let me go back. I chose stereo but I changed the source to external. Now what happens is my external is left and right. So basically they will be left and right two stereo two channels. Each channel will be independent because I have chosen a stereo. Now I could choose mono with external source. That's another option. Both channels will have the same audio. Okay. Now these are the codecs that you can change, the different codecs that you could change to depending on what kind of source you have. This is only available in certain settings depending on what source is feeding this in. Right now nothing is feeding here. So that's what that is. Okay, now keep in mind the most important thing that is worth the money you paid for this is the option of dual recording. That is the most important thing you should keep in mind, the dual recording. When you do dual recording, you have the option, let me choose that again, dual recording. You have the option the second recording to be how many decibels lower. Currently set at -6. You could choose -12 or anything. And you can choose the level mode to be off, or you could choose limiter. You could say limit the mode to be up to this decibel, no more than that, or you could say reduction, or you could say auto. It's up to you. So if you choose a limiter, then you get to choose the limit of how much limit you want it to have. Okay, and that's the recording mode. So let me go back to my standard. Oh yeah, 4-channel recording, as I said. So you have external N right and left, and then you can have external left and right with delay, and how many milliseconds delay you want to have. It's like giving it an echo or a delay, and sometimes it comes in handy in post-production if you have to catch if your video doesn't match the audio and you need a little bit delays back and forth, so you can add delay to that. But you could do that in post-production in the production software that you're using. That doesn't necessarily help you. So that's that. Let me change that back to single channel stereo. Okay, so that was my recording mode. Now if you do now let me introduce the mixer. The mixer is like to change the level and the balance between these. For example, if you have too much sound on this and less on here, then the PAN will level it up. And then this is the level, this is the send and receive for the output and input. And how you change these? You simply choose the one you want to change, and then you press plus and minus like this, and then you notice the little bar goes up and down with plus and minus. Let's say if I want to go to the second one, I go here, plus and enter, plus and minus, like that. If I want to go to the, let's say to the bottom left, I go like this, and like this, enter, plus and minus, like that. These are the things that you can do with a mixer. Okay, so, and what else and then these are monitoring internal microphone to the external microphone inputs. To monitor them, you see the levels here, the 3 and 4, 1 and 2 solo. For example, this will be 1 and 2, 3 and 4 if you're feeding it like that. The solo, again, that's mono. These are not stereo inputs. Mono. Okay, so remember that. Even if it says channel 1 and 2 or 2 and 4, It's still mono signal. From there, combined, they can make stereo signal, but together they're mono signal. So this shows you, this is overdub. You can record over something if you want to. And I don't think I missed anything. I covered the quick buttons is to delete, divide, auto divide, overwrite. This is like a quick button, and then from here you can choose what you want to do. Dictation, play, you can, you know, all these little features. This is a quick button, like a shortcut which you could use. And then playback, you know, continuity and speed, like if you want the playback speed to increase or decrease, to talk fast or slow, you could, you know, right now it's at 1x, and by pressing this it's 1.1, 1.2. You could increase it. Let's see what's the max playback speed. I believe the max is 2 times, so it can play back at 2x, and 1x is the standard recording. Okay, that's that. I believe I covered everything. I went over my limit of 30 minutes. So yeah, and if you have any questions or you need any more info, you feel free to, you know, contact me. I'll be more than happy to help you with that. And again, this is under $200. For under $200, this thing is a great deal, and you will love it. All right, thank you for watching. Please make sure to like and subscribe. Thank you.